What's going on, YouTube? We're back at it again with another Air of Light video. Today's video is going to be basically just about the monsters, the monster types, and material monsters. And you know you like material monsters. It's pretty simple. This monsters you feed to other monsters for other purposes. But we'll go through that. We'll go down the list. So first, let's go to the characters. Okay. Each of the monsters here. As you can see, the master, the main character, he has the sword symbol, basically meaning melee DPS. Once you figure out that the sword symbol stands for melee DPS, you can pretty much filter out certain monsters for specific purposes. I want to go full melee team. Just select that, and then I believe it's through the by class. There you go, by class. So aside the master, because he's in a class by himself, but as you can see, all these are tanks, right? So, but let's go back to the types themselves. So what is melee? Melee, basically, it's just the guys when you're fighting against the bosses and the waves and everything. They're the guys literally pounding the heck out of the boss. Literally, they're just there getting whacked, and they're whacking. They're just slapping each other around with. He has 2 axes. Other guys have swords and all that stuff, but they're just there. So there's benefits, and then there's not benefits. There's when you're a melee DPS, you're susceptible to bosses that have area of effect skills. So they're just gonna have a little area where they're gonna either stun you, break your defense, slow you, and all that. So that is the melee DPS types. They are just the grunts of damage there. So we'll go on to the next one, being the tanks. All right. So this specific tank here, Raman makes me hungry. He's a tank. He has a active skill which taunts the enemy for 15 seconds. So he is a tank. He is very defensive, lots of HP defense. He can take a lot. So by taunting, you're taking all the damage, and your melee DPS or whoever you have aside, your tank is going to have the opportunity to do more damage, more effects, all that stuff. So that is the purpose of the tank, is to draw attention, just absorb all that damage, and also at the same time do some debuffs and buffs all at the same time while being there. So that is the purpose of the tanks. I personally like Ramen. I pulled this 4-star. Ramen. Ramen. He was originally a 3-star. I evolved him into a 4-star, but right after that, I got this guy as a 4-star. So I'm gonna work on him. He should be a higher grade of tank. But yeah, those are the tanks. I preferably like tanks and the melee guys. They're just there. So we'll move on to. So we've already discussed the melee DPS and the tank. So we'll go on to there we go. So, all right. So this character is Mary. That's her name. She is ranged DPS, which is, you're doing damage, but you are essentially outside of that. Excuse me, outside of that area of effect range. So, also there are times where the bosses have their towers. Sometimes the towers have their own effects, which affect the melee and tank crews, or just the units that are in there, and you can sometimes be outside of that range as well. So it's probably a good idea to have a good balance of your melee, your master, who mine happens to be a melee. You can have your next damage dealer be a ranged, and then you have your tank, and then you have your support, and so on and so forth. So you have a little variety. That if you're just all melee, and the boss you're going against is like, all right, everyone that's around me is gonna get their defense broken and then stunned. It's like, okay, what are you gonna do? So it's not good to just have one type. I know it's like sword, 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 hammer this, hammer that. He's dead pretty soon. It's not always the case. So it's good to have a little variety. So the range DPS, pretty simple. They're just out of the instant area of effect range. So it's good to have a little variety. So that's the range DPS. Most of the time they're either throwing spears or magic energy balls or arrows and all that stuff. Maybe some rocks, who knows. But ranged DPS. So the next monster type we're going to go to is the support. Pretty simple. They are support. They are in the same area where the melee guys are going to be at. It would be great if they were called ranged support. Support from a distance, but it doesn't work that way. Basically what the support does is going to give you buffs, possibly speed, increased defense, armor, buffs against debuffs, immunity, cleanse, sometimes heal. They just literally support the team, support the units. Lots of supports vary based on element and on types. Some support units say this fire tank will have this much resistance against that. It just all varies. It just all varies, and you'll see that as you play, some supporters will benefit whatever unit you currently have. So that is the support units. Pretty simple. And then you have the healer. Again, I wish there was a ranged healer. That'd be nice. Healers are pretty simple. They're gonna heal your units. Let's look at the skill here. Spore Bomb. Throws a demon orb full of poison, mushroom spores. Heals allies under attack for 25% HP. You would think that this skill would poison the enemy and give you HP, but that's one of the skills. This one is throws a demon orb full of icy spores, 70% chance of dealing water damage over time to all enemies for 15 seconds. So this healer has some other aspects to her. She will do some dots. Dots are very effective in the long run. And of course the combo move summons a, don't know what that is, and rams it into the enemy with its horns. Increases the attack of all allies. So this one is a varied abilities. You got heal, you have dots, and you have support. So it's a nice unit. Again, all the units have their main purposes of the healing units have their main purpose of healing. You want to have one because you need HP, and some of them do damage, some of them do buffs, increase support. So those are the major types of the monsters so far in the game right here that I'm aware of, because I'm playing and learning. Currently level 20 now. I'm still playing. So those are the types. But at the beginning, I did mention fodder, monsters that other monsters ingest to gain either skills or experience, or fodder to evolve into the next one. So this one is info is the XP bun. Alright, you think bun, you think like a piece of bread, delicious. Well, it's a delicious piece of leaf forest bread that gives you experience. So if you're the leaf forest element, you will get experience, but it has to be awakened first. You have to awaken the bun. You have to put it in the oven and season it and bake it to get that elemental XP boost. Otherwise, it's just a nice chunk of XP for any monster. This is a 3-star evolution bun. It counts as a 3-star monster. You can't use it, but you can't use it for battle or anything. But you see how there's 3 stars here as well. So if you have a maxed out 3-star, you can use this and 2 of your regular 3-star monsters to evolve into a 4-star. And of course, there is a 4-star evolution bun. The same thing to the next stage. So that's what those are. And there's another one called the, I believe it's if I can find it, I believe it's the skill bun. Let's see if I can find it. Is it daily missions? Not weekly. Maybe you might get one here. Is it in the shop? Nope. Might not be in the shop. It's not in the shop. Well, basically, it is another type of bun called the skill bun. What are the skill buns? Skill buns are basically a monster, a bun, you feed to another monster to increase its skill. But you don't have to use a skill bun for, let's say, 2-star and 3 stars. 2 stars and 3 stars you will get very often in the game. They are the most common monsters you get. And then comes the 4-star monsters, which are the light you get when you summon them. There's lightning, and you get to see 4 stars. Let me show you my characters right here. This was a natural 4-star, the Executioner. I summoned him, he was at 4 stars, there's lightning everywhere. I was like, yeah, something new, something cool. So there's a much lower chance of getting these versus 3-star. So I would advise you to save your skill buns for the harder to get monsters, because to skill up a monster, all you have to do is, I'll do it right here for you right now. Upgrade. So this is the Wailji, correct? Okay, so let's enhance them real quick with another Wailji, right? So he's gonna get some XP because of his experience and everything. And then boom, level up. His resentful resonance was leveled up. His skill. This one right here, skill 2. Why? Because you fed him the same type. It doesn't matter of the element, water, water, forest, or fire. It doesn't matter, or light or dark. It doesn't matter. The skill will go up as long as it's the same monster type. The same thing goes for the 2 stars. I believe the 1 stars as well, which is no big deal. And you can do it with the 4 stars. If you get a bunch of 4 stars, you can. But I wouldn't suggest doing it until way later on. A bit of advice: the skill buns, save them for your 5-star monsters. There are 5-star monsters. I don't have any yet, unfortunately. I'm gonna have a somewhat decently large summoning session pretty soon. I'm gonna cash out all my carrots, my little purple crystals there. I got 3,500. I'm gonna cash them out pretty soon and have a summoning session for you guys. I'm gonna record it. It's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be huge. Nothing special, but it's not like 100 summons, but something, right? And we'll see how many lightnings we do or don't get. Something new. I'm hoping for a 5-star. But yes, the skill buns are very rare and very convenient, so save them. But yeah, level 20 now, so yeah, I've been playing. We discussed the monster types, their roles, and the fodder material monsters. If you have any questions or anything pertaining to the game, always, send me an email or comment on under the video. I will get to you. I like questions, comments, even constructive criticism. I'll take it. It doesn't bother me. But if you like this video, definitely hit that like button. This is the end of the video for now. There will be more Heir of Light videos. So if you're an Heir of Light player and you like the game, definitely do hit that subscribe button and that notification button. I will be making plenty more of these videos because I love the game already. So, and it's definitely intriguing, and I want to make as many helpful videos for you guys. Again, comment any questions, email me any questions. Also, I stream on Twitch. I stream a lot on there, so definitely hit me up on Twitch. It is twitch.tv at /Tetsuo, but you'll see the information in the description. Anyways, hit that hit that like button, comment with any questions, and definitely, if you like the game, want to learn, do subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next Air of Light video.